Hello, everybody. My name is Rhonda Taylor, and I am the superintendent of the Lakeside Union School District. Every couple of months, I like to do a little podcast that features things going on in our school district, some businesses in our community, how we support one another, and just talk about the wonderful things that Lakeside brings. We just finished the rodeo weekend, so that was so much fun, and that is such a unique event to Lakeside. So I really enjoy that. I love working the rodeo and seeing everybody and actually watching the rodeo. It's a lot of fun. We had Touch a Truck too, so that was a really good turnout there. And so I'm going to bring in somebody that most of you probably know, and he is our first guest today. And my screen is not advancing, so we're going to wonder why. And I'm going to bring in the well-known Frank Hilliker from Hilliker Eggs. Hi, Frank. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Really good. Thank you for joining our podcast today. I've been wanting to have you on for a while, but it's been hard to connect the schedules. So I have a little presentation. Now, this is all new technology for me, so let's see if it works. I think it will. This is Ron and Karen Cook, who do a lot of video promos for us, came out to your egg ranch and filmed a little video. So we're going to show that and talk about it.
Cool.
So tell me what we're seeing. This is our entrance, right?
Yep, this is the entrance into the farm. That's our entrance into our egg room. That's where we sell that's where we sell eggs and we pack eggs. That's one of our chicken houses. Yep. And now we're looking at the eggs going into the egg washer, where we wash the eggs before we pack them. Right now we're looking at what we call the candler, and that's where we're looking inside the eggs. And then we have the packers, and they're packing the eggs. And there you go.
I was really surprised to see how much machinery there is involved in this process because they're so delicate, right? And I think looking at all of these metal things, thinking, how do they not break?
Well, you just got to be, you got to be careful. And you gotta, the machines. The eggs are pretty durable, and the machines are seem to handle them pretty well as long as the eggs have good shells. That's our sales counter. Looks like my mom's selling some eggs. It's one of our trucks. Oh, and that's the way out.
There you go. It's a cute little video. Thank you, Ron and Karen.
Yes.
And so, let me see if I can remove this. So this is a family-owned business, right? And we all knew your dad, Harold, and he was a school board member for years and years and years. Such an amazing man. And so how long has this egg ranch been around?
We've been in business since 1942. We came to Lakeside in the early 1950s. We started out in San Diego on Imperial and around 52nd. So as the city got closer, the farm moved to Lakeside, and now the city's close again, but we're not going anywhere.
It's really cool out there. And do you still have the emus in the front yard? I was just there getting eggs last week, but I can't remember.
Yes, so they can be in the front, or they can walk all the way around to the back, and that's where they have a bunch of the shelter. So we have 2 emus and 1 ostrich in the front. Great conversation pieces. The ostrich cannot lay eggs. He is a boy. So we'll just dispel that right now. And then the emus are old, and we think they've gone through emu menopause because we're not getting any more eggs from them.
All right. They are cool looking, though. They're very, very fun to watch when we go get eggs there. So you guys, I noticed your eggs in some grocery stores. I think I saw them in Sprouts.
Yes, we're in all the Sprouts in San Diego. We're also in the Albertsons in Lakeside.
Okay.
We're in the 7-Elevens in Lakeside. We try to keep them as close as we can, but we sell our eggs from all the way from Oceanside down to the border and inland to Escondido and all the way far out as Julian.
That's really cool, Frank. You're also very, very involved in the community events that happen. Can you tell me some of the organizations that you belong to?
Sure. So first of all, I just want to say the reason why we're so involved is that when we were children, the community gave to us, and it was always instilled that into us that at some point we're going to give back to the community. So that's why we do what we do. My sister and I we're both very involved. I currently am I'm elected to Lakeside Water District. I'm on the board of directors for the Lakeside Chamber of Commerce. I represent the Lakeside Chamber of Commerce at the Lakeside Design Review Board, where I'm chair. Let's see, I'm involved with 4-H, with Future Farmers. I'm involved with the schools, as you know. So try to do a lot in Lakeside. I've been involved before with the Boys and Girls Club. So just lots of different things. And it's pretty rewarding. It's always nice when we're out there and we're doing things, and then people come up and they say, "Hey, I buy your eggs." It's great, and I say, "Hey, keep doing that, because with you buying eggs, if you're supporting us, we can give that back and support you." We're very, very involved in supporting the community, not only in dollar wise, but volunteer wise.
Right, I see you everywhere.
Yeah, just at Touch a Truck for the whole day. Was the last Sunday for the whole day. I had my 1952 Farmall MD tractor, and I was pulling a wagon and did a hayride all day long. And that's we sponsor that. We do that. I like it. We do it because we like it. We do it for the community. A lot of the little kids liked it. It was pretty fun.
Awesome. Thank you, Frank. So you do a lot of support. One of the big things that I know is the junior fair, when you make your famous sandwiches in the morning. I went out last year and had one, and they're good. So tell me some of the ways that your organization supports the youth of Lakeside.
Well, we donate eggs to a lot of causes. For example, the junior fair, the eggs there get used mostly for what's called slack sandwiches. And if you don't know what those are, then you haven't had a piece of heaven, and you need to go to the junior fair next week between Monday and Saturday, between about 7, about 10 in the morning, and get yourself a slack sandwich. And that's a egg, sausage, and cheese sandwich, or an egg, ham, and cheese sandwich. Then there's some secret menu items, but I'll let you figure that out. We also financially support the Lakeside Junior Fair. We buy several animals that the kids have. We're a part of a couple different buying groups that buy the animals, as well as we buy them on our own and spend a sizable amount of money. Every year we budget for it. We budget about $10,000 a year for it, so we can give back to the kids. Whenever the schools come to us and say, "Hey, we have this event, can you sponsor? We need $50, $100, whatever it is." We never say no. We're always involved, and not only with the Lakeside schools, it goes on into the high school as well. We sponsor or support the football team with a banner, and we do a few other things. But we donate eggs for the senior breakfast. So we try to do as much as we can, because this community gives us so much. So we want to be able to give back.
Thank you, Frank. And thank you for all you do for the youth of Lakeside. It is really amazing that you're able to be everywhere you are, and how much we really appreciate you. Right. So I just want to let everybody know the best place to buy the eggs, if you're not at the grocery store, is to actually go to the egg ranch. And it is pretty cool to see. So Frank, can you give us the address, please, to the egg ranch? So the address to the egg farm is
11329 El Nopal. That's capital ELNOPAL. And of course, Lakeside 92040. Okay. I just want to thank you, Dr. Taylor, for coming back to Lakeside, for taking the job as superintendent. You're part of the community. You taught here. You were a principal here. You went away for a little bit, and you came back to us. And I'm just so happy that you're back. And, also what people probably don't realize is that you live in the community as well. And I just think it's so awesome that you're a part of the school system, and you're really a part of the culture of the Lakeside schools, and you're doing things right. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. It is absolutely my pleasure and my joy to be back home. So very happy to be here. Thanks for joining us, Frank. Cool. And I'll see you out on the streets soon.
Yeah, I'm sure. Thank you.
Okay, my next guest is joining me live. I have our new board member, Ron Casper, is here to join us, and we're going to have a little chat. Come on and sit down, Ron.
Thank you.
So here we are. Can we see us both? Okay. So Ron, you're new to the board, and it's already been we've had a lot of fun.
Yes.
So I want to know, why did you want to become a board member?
Well, I took an early retirement from a large metropolitan school district in 2013. Took a year off and studied a little bit in that district. And then for the last 5 years, I substituted in our district, Lakeside Union. And so I entered before COVID and ended my substituting time COVID. I saw so many things in the school district, children, faceless children. It broke my heart reading all the research that I can get my hands on of the loss of scores nationwide in reading, mathematics, but conversely also in social emotional. And those were the things that really touched my heart. And I thought, well, I know it's going to be a big commitment, but I'm semi-retired now. I do other things, but I do have more time to be in the schools, to be invited, and to really kind of know the climate and all the players in our school district, you know, from staff to administrators to the board, and of course you. So I made that decision a couple months. I was thinking about it before the November election. And I thought, if I'm going to do this, I want to make a difference. I'm going to put my whole heart into this. It's not going to be like a part-time thing. I'm going to put everything I can possibly do in the next 4 years to ensure that children, all children, will have every opportunity to catch up, exceed, and also to address their social emotional concerns that in this post-pandemic time. So that's kind of how it all unfolded. No one asked me to do this, to run, to become involved. It was my decision. And I think I bring 33 years of experience from all levels of education.
It's really nice to have educators on the school board, because you understand the needs and the conversations that we're having, and why, you know, from a different lens than someone who's not in education. So I appreciate that you have that lens moving forward. So what has been the most surprising thing so far in your board membership?
Surprising. Well, I made a commitment to visit every school.
And you've done really well.
Thank you. And every department. So that was my priority, to take as much time as they would allow me to be with them, and in the classrooms, from administrator to all the services, to the kitchen, to all the players that the general public don't always get to really understand and see, right? So surprises, I think it's a very well-run district, and there's so many people with such heart for children, whether they're classified, certificated, transportation, a bus driver, all the cogs in the wheel that work together. So I'm amazed, and I'm just amazed at how it works together. And I know your job is not an easy job, and it's a pleasure getting to know you and the new board members. And I look forward to just plunging in more. So it's just better than, you know, I was a substitute teacher. I was kind of on the fringe, right? And now that I'm in, sort of speak, the interior of it all, right? The part of it, it's just a great surprise every day. Just, you know, getting invitations to come to a school event, an orchestra event. So I'm very proud to be here, and I want to thank the parents of this district, and all the staff, and all the employees, and of course the children.
Yes. It's funny because you did substitute at Lindo Park, didn't
Absolutely.
you? Yeah, so I remember seeing you in action before you were on the school board.
That was one of my last
you were
assignments.
A good substitute.
I believe at Lindo Park. I think that was my last assignments, and yeah.
Yeah, you were really good with the kids. So thank you for substituting, because substituting, as you know, is just, we are just having such a hard time hiring substitutes and keeping them to fill those positions when our teachers need to be out. But,
yeah, that's right.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Ron.
Bet.
Ron Casper, can we talk about your journalism part or no?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you have a, why don't you tell everybody what you do?
Well, I'm a photojournalist, and there's a difference between being a photographer for a media, and then there's a difference between being a reporter for a media. They have different roles. I'm a photojournalist in that for East County Magazine, we're a .org. We try to do it in a balanced way because we are .org. What that means for the public, if we interview a person who's running for mayor or Congress or state, whatever, we have to interview all the people who are running, whether it's this party, whatever the interest is.
You have to be non-biased.
Right, exactly. And so as a photojournalist, I write this story. I'm boots on the ground, and then I take the photos. I don't have anybody doing that for me, like say a news station here. They'll have a reporter, they'll have a photographer, whatever, with a camera. And I've got about almost 40 stories published since last July, and you can go on to eastcountymagazine.org. My photography pen name, journalistic name, is Shiloh Ireland. So there seems to be confusion, but there's a history of that being half Irish, and it's also biblical too. And so those stories are there. I spend time in places where most journalists, photographers don't go. For example, in the homeless parts of the riverbed. And but we always like to do feel-good stories. And I have talked to you, Dr. Taylor, about if you have those outstanding people. You know, I've already showcased one girl in town, Bianca Villalobos, on her incredible journey and her medical issues, which is public, and how she's making a difference for the community, right? So if there's stories out there, please contact Dr. Taylor, and she'll forward that to me, and I would love to do that, especially if someone in our district, you know, and it could be anybody. So I enjoy it. I just do it part-time. It doesn't pay a lot, but I have a wonderful editor and publisher, and she noticed my work from a really bad fire in Alpine a couple of years ago. I sent my drone up 400 feet above my house, and I didn't realize when I downloaded the pictures and looked at them that the flames were actually seen at 15 miles away in the sky. And she saw that work, and we started talking. And so it's nice to be recognized. And I just do it out there, and I do most of my photography businesses. I just do it as public service. So I enjoy it.
Thank you. Okay, well, Ron, thank you for being here on our podcast. And I just want people to get to know you. Yeah, so we have some new board members. So I'm bringing on our new board members so that the public can get to know them and our community can see who is, he's actually my boss. So he's you know, directs me as to how we're moving forward as a school district. We really appreciate you, Ron. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Taylor. Have a great day.
You too. I'll see you later on tonight. We have the same. So that is eastcountygazette.org if you want to check out the work of Shiloh Ireland. So once again, thank you. I am going to bring in our next guest. And so we have, where am I? Yes, Chris North from San Diego Dream Builders. He is a local contractor. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the podcast.
Good morning.
And so I got to know Chris first as a parent when I was principal over at Lakeview Elementary. I was fortunate enough to have his children there. And I also believe at Lakeside Middle School before going over there. Did I have your kids there as well? And so I got to know Chris pretty well. And, you know, shameless plug here, I needed my kitchen done. And so I saw Chris's advertisement. He drives a truck with his logo, and also his wife, who is a high school teacher here at El Cap, drives a Jeep. And so I saw her and wrote down the phone number. And so this is the phone number, I believe, that's on the truck. I hope so.
It is, yeah.
So, Chris, tell us about your business, how long you've been in business, and what are you up to?
All right. So my name's, again, Chris North, San Diego Dream Builders, and I've been in business going on my 15th year, and started the trades back in, I want to say June 22nd, 1997. So it's going on 25 years, close to be, being in the trades. Located here in Lakeside. I've been here, been a homeowner here. Going on 15 years as well. Right down the street from Lakeview Elementary, where you were principal for my kids.
Yeah.
I really love doing, I really love the design aspect of residential construction, whether it's new construction or a room addition or kitchen and bath remodeling.
Okay. I put together some pictures of my personal project. So everybody, this is my kitchen. Don't judge. So this is the before pictures, and this is what I call it. My house is very turn of the century, built in 2000. Everything then was the white tile was the way to go. So, 23 years later, done with the white tile, needed something new. Also, one feature I hated, which is common in most houses, was this oven. I'm very tall, and so trying to get something heavy, such as a turkey, out of that oven took two people. I would have to hand it off to somebody else. Right. Did not like it. That was my biggest area of interest. My range top was right on top of that. And talking with Chris, he had the idea we were going to put in a double oven over here. We'll lose some cabinetry, but move the range top to the other side of the island so that I'm facing more the family room. And we expanded our counter over there. So I still have lots of prep room as well as the range top. So then the demolition began. So you want to talk about what we're seeing here, Chris?
Sure. So the picture on the left is I modified the cabinets to have smaller drawers. And then the open area is for a wine refrigerator, a new location wine refrigerator.
A beverage refrigerator, we call it.
Beverage refrigerator, yes. And so, and then top right, that is what you see there is the subtop that's cut out for a gas cooktop, kind of a commercial grade gas cooktop, really beautiful one. And behind that is going to be a down vent, which is a lot of fun.
Cool.
Motorized vent that it's kind of hidden. No one would know it's there until you push the button and it comes up and sucks the air down and vents it outside the house while you're cooking. So
that alleviates the hood that comes from the top. You don't have to have that because it slides up.
There's no visual, blockade there if you're trying to talk to somebody.
Right. It's pretty nice.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to say right here, I didn't know, I knew kind of what I wanted, but I hadn't seen appliances and things in a long while. So Chris took me to a place called Perch, where we looked at some amazing, very high-end appliances. We came home, did a little research. I found similar designs for less money, but with good warranties and good ratings. I did a lot of research on it. And so we settled on this oven here, which I love because it has the French doors and it's a double oven up high. And so then the beverage refrigerator, I got the same style to match the oven, the French doors on that.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun.
That oven, that stack oven was a great call with the French doors.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
And you can see the modification around that cabinet wasn't there. It was modified for the oven.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, then we went to a countertop place where he taught me a whole lot about countertops and the different kinds and what's going to work here. We found this amazingly beautiful piece. You can't see it because the pictures are small. It has this green vein that runs through it. It's really, really quite gorgeous.
That countertop there, it's a natural stone called quartzite.
Mm-hmm.
It's about as hard as granite, but it has more of a marble look. It's more brittle to mill and to fabricate, but it's much less porous than marble, and so
Yeah.
you don't have the grainy look of the granite. And then you have a really nice combination of porcelain and glass backsplash tiles there.
Right. So it really does look good. Now I have to paint my cabinets again.
Yep. And then the cabinets need to be painted. Yeah. Yeah. That countertop turned out perfect.
It
Yeah.
did. I love it. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
So then this is kind of the after, with the functioning kitchen part. I still need to do the painting of the cabinets and things like that. But that's the oven with all the hardware installed. And I did pizza in it the other night, so it works really well for pizza. And then there's me actually cooking on my new range top that looks into the family room, so I can still cook and visit. I don't know if that's a good idea. I'll burn things, but I'm still cooking and being able to visit with people that are in the house. So
yeah,
I love it.
Good. I'm glad. It's always nice to cook, while you're conversating with your guests.
Yeah. So it's working out really nicely for us. And so once again, Chris North, San Diego Dream Builders. I put the number on the slide, and this will be available. You can play it back and get that number.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Rhonda, for having me on your show and for being my kid's principal and now superintendent.
You're very, very welcome. So we will talk soon, Chris. Take
Thanks.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. And my next guest is Todd Owens. He is the Director of Maintenance and Transportation in the Lakeside Union School District. He is the most creative man. I can't say enough about Todd. And I call him my ambassador of fun. So right now, our district is in the middle of a cornhole tournament. My partner, Lisa, and I actually made it through the first rounds. We're out there practicing every day. Second round is on Friday, so we're hopeful.
Yeah, you guys did a good job. I'm happy to see everybody that, signed up to be in that cornhole tournament. And like I said, this is our first year, so I can't wait until next year to see how many people from around our district sign up to be in the next year's tournament.
Yeah, if you can. We love to have fun. So we work really hard and we want to have fun. So I have Todd, I invited Todd here today to talk about the solar structures that are popping up around our community. Some people love them, some not so much, but we do have a function for them. And so I just kind of wanted Todd to speak to that. I have a little presentation I'm going to add to this stream here. And Todd is just going to walk us through what we're seeing. Give us the background behind this big project, Todd.
Okay, so back in December of 2021, the district signed into an agreement with Climate Tech. Climate Tech is doing an overall energy project in our district. Things that they are looking at, we started off with lighting. Those are things that consume a lot of energy in the district. We looked at our HVAC systems. Our energy management, and then to wrap the whole package together, our district does not have solar, so we also took a look at solar. So throughout our district, to help the district reduce its carbon footprint, I mean, that's the real reason why you're installing solar, is to use less of your fossil fuels to generate your electricity. So the district, looked at their carbon footprint and wanted to do their part. So what we landed on was a 7 solar site project. So across our district, we did 7 sites. I think here you have a few slides of those sites that we did. So this first one here is our district office. This system here at our district office is a 110 kilowatt system. And remember, when we're doing our solar, it wasn't to completely offset our total demand, but it was just to kind of push us down into that baseline where the dollars are a lot more reasonable. This system right here is almost complete. In fact, all of our systems are almost complete with the, I guess you would call it the environment for purchasing some of this type of equipment. Industry-wide, there's a lot of things that are on back order. So we're gradually getting in inverters and electrical components, almost ready to complete all of our solar projects. But right now we currently have, at least the structures are all up, and we are on our way to getting them all energized with SDG&E. So this right here is our district office. And the next slide. This right here is up at Lakeview Elementary School. This system at Lakeview Elementary School is 135.7 kilowatts. Again, this one here was done in a parking lot and a portion of a playground. These structures right here, all of our solar structures were done on shade structures. Now, some of them are in parking lots, some of them are in partial parts of playgrounds. And the reason that they're in the location that they're in, a lot of people say, well, why didn't you just put it in the playground to create shade for the kids? Well, a lot of that has to do with the placement based on where the connection is going to be with your service to SDG&E. If we put it on the furthest backside of a campus, that takes a lot of infrastructure and a lot of money to run it to the front of the campus. So some of the placements were based on where your energy connection point with SDG&E is. So that's Lakeview. That's one of the sites. The next site is Lakeside Farms. So Lakeside Farms, we've done a lot of work over the past 2 years. We did a new front office. And then this shade structure right here is done right in the very front of the school. It also, if you look at these 4 pictures in the bottom right-hand corner, that one right there is actually at the student pickup zone. So we were able to position this one so it was kind of beneficial in the pickup and drop off of students when it's raining or when it's extremely hot out here in Lakeside. Mm-hmm. That creates an area where those kids can wait underneath there. So I know Mr. Rosa over at that site was very excited to have that one placed where it was. And the next site is going to be Riverview Elementary School. This system right here at Riverview Elementary School is a little bit smaller. A lot of these numbers are generated by the consumption of the site, like how much energy does the site use during the day is how the systems were built. This one right here happens to be 99.6 kilowatts. So it is probably the smallest system out of the 7 that we had put in. But this one right here is in the front parking lot. You can kind of see it when you're heading up Winter Gardens Boulevard. There, it turned out to be a pretty nice system as well. The next site, this is Lemoncrest Elementary School. This is a single, very large panel across their parking lot. That picture we took from up above kind of really gets you an idea of what the solar panels really look like in the community. It kind of blended in very well with the school. I know we have had a couple of people say that, you know, some of these structures are awful big. You have to remember that this is, again, we're trying to do the right thing in the environment by reducing our carbon footprint. So we put this system out in a parking lot that it was, again, close to our connection point with SDG&E. And this one here also turned out really nice as well. And I think we have one more, I believe.
We'll find out.
Yeah, Tierra del Sol. So Tierra del Sol front parking lot. And then we were able to do this here in the back. This is going to actually be a shade area for the students during lunch. So if you get a chance to go by Tierra del Sol, this is kind of, one is in the front parking lot. And then the other structure is in the back. This is 162.8 kilowatts. So this is a little bit larger system, not the largest one that we're doing. The last system that we have not broke ground on yet, just because of, I guess, disruption to the school site. So it's going to be Lakeside Middle School, and it's going to be right there, right on the front street of Woodside there in front of the school. We're going to be working on that this summer. For less disruption. It's kind of the pickup and drop off hub for the school. It's going to encompass part of their courtyard in the front. And that system's going to be big. It's going to be 194.88 kilowatts. That'll be our biggest system. So we did 7 systems across our district. You know, they range between that 99 and almost 200 kilowatts. The estimated power savings, a lot of people say, well, what are we getting out of this? So at the end of the day, with all the HVAC, the energy management, the lighting, and all of the work that we did, this solar will complement that and give us approximate savings of about $500,000 a year in our overall energy consumption costs. So that's kind of what we did. That's when we did it, and that's why we did it. Some people ask, well, why didn't we do more sites? Remember, when you're doing large projects like this, they all have a lifespan, and you don't really want to do your entire district at one time, because for deferred maintenance purposes, your school will age out this system, and then you'll have a large cost again. So there's still a few sites in the district that could be done. We'll get these systems done, see how they work for the district, what kind of savings we get, and maybe we'll do some more in the future.
Sounds good. Thank you, Todd, and thank you for joining me and explaining all of that, because I know they're popping up and people have definitely asked me about them. So I thought it might be nice to just have it explained. That $500,000, let's say we save that much per year, we can then put that back into our deferred maintenance program, can we not?
Yeah, that's kind of the goal. That's what we've really been looking at. You know, with the overall savings, there's additional savings that we're not looking at just besides the 500,000. Remember, we had 30 and 40-year-old HVAC units.
Yeah.
Now that we've switched, these are all brand new. We should see additional savings from those, not having maintenance on them, not having, broken down units, that type of stuff, along with the energy management. When we're asked to load shed, our energy management system can program our whole entire district in one button to start load shedding from 4 o'clock on, when typically school's out. All those classrooms that are empty, we can actually load shed those, turn off the electricity in them, just run maybe our extended student services program, and save money that way as well. So
that's awesome. It also, they're so much stronger that we're able to run thicker filters.
correct.
Filtration is a lot better in the classrooms than it's been.
Yes, we went from MERV 8 filters. During the pandemic, there was a lot of discussion about, what type of filters to use. This whole project was built around using the MERV 13 filters. So as these systems are coming on, Lakeside Farms is up and running, Riverview is up and running for HVAC. Those are getting MERV 13 filters installed in those units. So yeah, we're excited about the extra filtration for the units, along with the energy savings.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Todd. Thank you for joining me today and explaining all of this to our community. And I'm sure we'll have you on again as we continue projects down the road.
All right. Okay. All right. And good luck at that cornhole tournament.
Yes, we're going to win.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Taylor.
Right. Bye-bye. All right. Well, everybody, that concludes our May podcast for the Lakeside LUSD and Community Podcast. And I'm always happy to do these. If you have somebody that you think would be a great participant and they want to come and talk about Lakeside and how wonderful a place that it is to live here and work here, please reach out to me at rtaylor@lsusd.net. That is lsusd.net. I would love to talk to people who want to join and talk about our community and our school system. All righty, that is it for me. This is my last podcast of this school year. I can't believe it's already the end of the school year, but it is. And I will see you guys back in August or September. Until then, have a great summer and be well. Bye-bye.